Hey everybody, Rabbitearsblog here, and today I am going to review Filmination's movie Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Okay, so here's a few facts about this movie. It started in 1987, the last few years that Filmination was still going on strong. This is supposedly the spin-off of Disney's Pinocchio, and it had a huge reputation of having the world's scariest scene. I'll get on to that later on in the review. So here's a brief summary of the movie. Pinocchio, now a real boy, is entrusted his father's magic jewel box so that he could take the jewel box to the mayor. Unfortunately, Pinocchio carelessly gives away the music box to a pair of con men, a raccoon named Scallywag, and a monkey named Igor in the movie. He decides to try and get the jewel box back, even if it means going up against the evil Puppetino and the frightening Emperor of the Night. Okay, so here are a few good things about this movie. I've always been a huge fan of the Italian folktale Pinocchio, so imagine my surprise that Filmination was going to make their own little version starring the lovable puppet. This movie pretty much had so much fast-paced action throughout the plot that I was basically at the edge of my seat trying to see what would happen to Pinocchio next. It was also interesting that we got to see the Emperor of the Night himself. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, when did the Emperor of the Night show up in the original folktale? Well, to tell you the truth, he didn't. He was made for Filmination's version, but you already knew that, didn't you? Anyway, I just love James Earl Jones' voice acting on the Emperor of the Night, as he really sounded scary, and the way that the Emperor of the Night looked, let's just say that he is one person you don't want to have in your nightmares. And let's not forget the humor in this movie, mainly stemming from Scallywag and Igor, the two con men who took Pinocchio's precious jewel box, and their facial expressions whenever they start panicking or up to something sneaky are just so hilarious to look at. Now I would tell you some negative things about this movie. First of all, if this is supposedly the spin-off to the Disney movie, and it takes place after Pinocchio's turn into a boy, then why is the majority of the movie seem to take certain elements from the first movie? Here, let me give you some examples. 1. Pinocchio has a little bug friend who acts as his conscience. G. Willikers in this movie, and Jiminy Cricket in the Disney version. 2. Pinocchio meets up with two con men who make him go to places that Pinocchio is not supposed to go to. Scallywag and Igor in this movie, Foulfellow the Fox and Golden the Cat in the Disney version. 3. Pinocchio goes to a forbidden place where he can have all the fun he wants. The Land of Dreams in this movie, and Pleasure Island in the Disney version. 4. Pinocchio meets up with a puppet master who tortures him. Puppetino in this movie, and Stromboli in the Disney version. Have I made my points yet? And speaking of Puppetino, because of him we got the scariest scene imaginable in any children's film, Puppetino turning Pinocchio into a puppet again. You just got to see that scene to see why it was so scary, and trust me, you would definitely have a hard time getting over that scene once you've seen it. Another problem that I sort of have with this movie was that it played out like a Saturday morning cartoon, as said in another review. Well, this is from the same creators of He-Man and She-Ra after all, but still, it's kind of hard for me to see if this is really movie material or just a TV special. Who knows? You be the judge of that. I'm going to give Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night an 8 out of 10, because it sort of played out more like a Saturday morning cartoon than a movie, and there were many elements that seemed borrowed from the Disney version of the film, if this was supposed to be a sequel. Well, that's my review on Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be making more movie reviews. I'm Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.